Thank you. So, this is the last, and it is all on me now.
No pressure.
It's the conclusion of the essay now.
Yeah? Hard part. Okay. Loneliness or alone. When now I'm staying here, everybody asks me, are you alone? Very famous question. Whoever comes to meet me, they will say, are you alone? And then my answer always will be, I'm living alone. Yeah? And occasionally there are a few people asks me, do you feel lonely? Yeah? And whenever I heard this question of, do you feel lonely? Then I have to ponder and dig into deep in my own heart. When did I feel this loneliness? And with that, I connected. First time I felt lonely, the day when I lost my parents. Yeah? When I lost my father, I still didn't feel lonely. And then after a year later, when my mother passed away, suddenly I feel I'm orphan. Yeah? I'm orphan now. I feel lonely that moment. And with that, again, I even went to one session of a counseling course as well. Okay? And then after being in a counseling course, I thought, you are a meditation teacher. You've been studying meditation. You've been studying Buddhism. You've been practicing. Look at you. So in such a crisis moment, I went to counseling, and that was a wake-up call. And suddenly, again, gain that strength back to understand myself. And similar incidents when monks comes to visit here, particularly in winter, yeah? Far away from the city, okay, that's still okay. They will think far away from London, takes so long to travel to Aberdeen, and then they will be expecting will be in a beautiful place with lots of people and with lots of hustles and bustles, and then comes here, end up being here, nobody, silent, quiet, and then snow for a whole month, and then suddenly they feel, Sujan, I think you better change. You are in the wrong place. It's so secluded, so isolated. How could you survive here? And then the same when people ask, monks are supposed to be alone. Monks are supposed to be living alone in a far, far away, right? Whenever people think about a monk, they will be thinking living in a cave, far away from everybody, living in a jungle, fully disconnected from everyone, disconnect from the world and connecting inside or wherever you say, connecting to the gods or a universe or energy, like that. But from my own experience, since I became a monk, my intention to become a monk was to practice meditation and live seclusion. But in a practical way, it is not the case. The moment when you put on a robes, you take on lots of responsibilities. Doesn't matter how many years you've been studying Buddhism or how many years you've been a monk. Everyone's expectation is you are a monk. Yeah? So with that, people will be asking me, they are a monk, they're supposed to be happy here. Far away from the community. Nobody coming to visit you. Now, here comes the story. Yeah? It is not the case of isolation or being alone physically. It's in our mind. Doesn't matter how many people we are living with. If you are still holding on to it, then we do not feel this, connected. We may sit in the middle of everybody, but we feel disconnected. And this is one of my practice as well. And I have given these tasks to a couple of members as well. Go and stay in the market and practice there. Will you be able to practice meditation in the midst of so many things happening? And here again, you are with the community, but you are alone. With the community, but you are alone. But you are fully connected. Where you are connected? Connected within yourself. When you are connected within yourself, doesn't matter where we are, you never feel alone. And you never feel lonely. Now, when we look at the scriptures, when I was listening Sukhi's and Nigel and yourself, I was just reflecting the scripture, and particularly the meditation part of it. In the meditation part, it's called the 4 Foundations of a Mindfulness Discourse. In that discourse, Buddha simply said, go to the forest. Go to the empty huts. Go to the under the tree. And then practice there. And saying further on, he says, Ekayano Maggo. This is the path that only one person can walk. There is no 2 person is walking in that path. You have to walk alone. And that is the practice of a meditation. That's what we were all talking about. Going into the solitude. When we are going into the solitude, then we are connecting within. And this moment when we are connecting within, doesn't matter where we are. We are within ourselves. We never feel alone. And it reminds me of a small cartoon that I read a couple of months ago. There was one monk walking, and then there was a shadow. And this monk is saying in his mind, oh, since I become a monk, nobody wants me. Nobody communicate with me. They abandoned me. And the shadow says, that's why I'm with you. The shadow said, that's why I'm with you. So, and here again, the shadow represents being within ourselves. Who am I? The question, who am I? And in this case of who am I, the moment when we realize who we really are, then there never will be a question of alone. There never will be question of loneliness. Because the moment when we do not understand ourselves, we want to have some companies. We want somebody to next to us. We want to project ourselves in one of the states. This is me. And then I need somebody. I need someone, something. And with that, when you do not receive what you expect, loneliness begins. Right? And that is especially, this is the particular case that I want to refer it, that when I lost my parents, I feel lonely. And that's majority of people in this time experiencing it because of losing loved ones. And when they lose loved ones, thinking, how am I going to survive now? He or she was the person next to me. How I'm going to sleep now? What I'm going to do next? So we basically giving priority to that person and forgetting our own self. In no means that we will be dying together. We weren't born together. How could you expect we die together? Yeah? We won't. So, the moment when we understand this fact that who am I, then we will be simply taking this companion who we picked up somehow in some years, 20 years later of our birth, and somehow we lived together. We think we know each other, although we fight quite often time of not knowing really what he or she is doing. And suddenly, after a couple of years later, he or she goes away, and then we feel lonely. So it's all in our attachment, in our own mind. Right? So, the practice of a meditation that Buddhism teaches, there are 3 different solitudes. Okay? And that when I was listening, you were saying about, and there was this 3 types of solitudes. Number one solitude is, it's called a kaya viveka. Your separation from your body. Like basically, you're having a solitude of your body. Not mentally yet. Not with your desire yet. You simply locked yourself in one corner of the room, or away to the retreats in the woods or in the caves for maybe 3-4 years, and that is the kaya viveka. You're separating yourself from all the community, no connection, no talking, but the question comes, what about your mind? Yeah? So the story comes that there was a time when the Buddha was walking from one city to another. There was one attendant monk, and this attendant monk saw a beautiful forest, woodland, and suitable for the meditation. And then he said to the Buddha, saying, I would like to go to meditate in this woods. And the Buddha said, no, it's not time yet. Nobody is here to attend me. But this monk's desire was so big that he really wanted to go. So he asked for 3 times. And the Buddha said, not yet. Not ready yet. And the 4th time, his desire was over the moon. So he couldn't resist the Buddha's rejection. He put his Buddha's belongings, normally like this one, and a bowl. Will be our attendants will be holding and assisting. He put one of the stones on top of one of the stones and said, okay, I'm going. So he basically abandoned the Buddha and went into the forest to practice meditation. Now what happened, he is away from everybody, thinking that he is going to have a proper solitude and enlightenment. But his mind wasn't. His mind was constantly thinking, after I be there, I am going to meditate this way, I'm going to meditate that way, and then after doing this, I'm going to be this enlightenment and like that. So he wasn't isolated or alone from his mind. Physically, yes, but not with mind. And this is much of the time we are in. We may be living alone, but our mind is constantly thinking, going around. Right? Particularly now, we have a social media. We think we are alone in the room, not disturbing anybody, but surfing on Facebook, social medias, texting, arguing. That's not alone, right? So So like that. So the second stage of this aloneness or solitude is they call chitta viveka. So mentally having a solitude, and this is doesn't matter where we are. We can be living alone in a midst of so many things happening, and here comes the meditation. And I always encourage people to think about it. The moment when you observe your breath, simply observing your breath, you are disconnecting everything, but you are connecting within. So you are finding mentally you are alone. And that leads to deeper calmness and deeper connection within yourself. And that you can do anywhere. Walking, working, whichever position you are in, wherever you are at, you're still practicing aloneness or loneliness. You are having a solitude in the midst of everywhere. Solitude in your mind. And that brings the peace. And that solitude will never give you loneliness. You never feel alone, never feel lonely. And that last one is quite interesting one. This aloneness and feel very alone, and a loneliness of not having anybody with us is because we have this desire of me. As I have said, I am. Myness is there. I-ness is there. And with that existence of I and a my, we always want something. We always need somebody. We always wanting and desiring one after another, and not having it causes these feelings and finding difficult in emotions. And that's how leads to other troubles. Unable to sleep, don't want to eat, don't want to talk, and want to be alone. Doesn't matter where it is, what it is, and we become very easy to be upset, easy to be stressed, and so on. Simply because of this desire. And the last one, that's why it's called solitude from your desire. And that is the latent defilements that is saved in our hearts and minds. It's called upadhi viveka. It's been saved for so long. It's like a saved in our old computer that we've forgotten that what I have saved. And somehow as we are surfing, it just pops out in our mind. And that normally happens the moment when our mind becomes calm, concentrated, things that is saved in our consciousness, it just comes back. When these comes back, and if we are unaware of it, then suddenly that becomes emotion. When that becomes emotion, then causes a trouble. And everything becomes a trouble. So practice of a meditation, the moment when your mind becomes calmer and concentrated, anything that's saved in our subconsciousness begins to pop out. And where that moment, that's why need to have the so-called mindfulness, being able to be mindful of things when it comes out. And when we become mindful of it, rather than that becomes the emotion, we simply take it, welcome. It is there. It is coming. And then we can say, I know that you're coming. Right? We are not offering a tea, I can normally call, or I normally use the simile of when the postie comes, you simply accept the post, but you're not offering a tea. So we'll say, welcome, thank you, goodbye. So with this, what happens is that will help us to connect within more, and we understand more. And with that, what happens is that the love begins within. we begin to love ourselves, in a sense that we really love ourselves. And that loving nature helps us to understand that we are changing. We are changing. Or basically, in a harsh way, in a Buddhist term, we are going to die soon. We are in line to the death. So we're changing. So we will be able to appreciate our life, and we will be able to appreciate our own sense of who am I. And love begins within. And with that love, what happens is it channels to the other people. If we really know ourselves, then that will come to others. We can spare it, we can share it. And basically in practice, what happens is that it's not about your desire to share. It's just instinct, nature just generates from your own practice. In your heart, it comes and wants to help others. And want to help others to be free from this so-called suffering. So that's how the love begins. And that love is the true love, which is not connected to our desire, not connected with our lust, not connected to only our clans or any nationalities or any ethnic groups, but it spreads to everyone, not only the humans, but also all the animals and all the sentient beings. And that's how the whole matter comes here. It spreads love. And I just wanted to connect to Nigel's saying hatred. There is a particular stanza we have, and that's been lots of quoted. It's called Nahi Verena Verani Sammanti the Kudachana. Averena cha Sammanti Esa Dhammo Sanantano. Yeah? So that is, hatred never ceases by hatred, only by love. So this is the universal teachings. And it's been quoted a lot. So and this comes from your heart, and which is free from this greed, hatred, and all the ignorance, but pure love and compassion. And that starts from you. And that is coming from the solitude of being kind of alone or lonely. But if you really know you are who you are, then there will be no sense of being alone, and there will be no sense of being lonely. But you will basically, as we are all saying, in a complete solitude, to find reality and to connect, if you call it a God or a one or whatever. But this is the ultimate goal of a Buddhism, which is called nirvana, which is a supreme happiness. No coming, no going. That's the complete end. Okay? So I offer this as my reflection. So with this, let's have a short silence and meditation, and then after that again, I think anybody wants to have any sharing furthermore, we can have. Okay? Right, let's do the practice of meditation. Lena, would you like to lead for a short meditation? Yes?
Just wanted to add one thing on loneliness. I've learned this phrase long ago. When we feel lonely, it's like the whole world is against us. We have moments like that. I learned this phrase, I have me, so together we will manage.
It's like the shadow.
Okay, we'll do loving kindness meditation, which we usually finish all our sessions with. And loving kindness meditation is specifically designed, I think, by the Buddha to help us to connect with ourselves and with self-love before we offer love to other people. So any meditation, as you all know, happens through the physical body. So let's find a comfortable position in our chair. Please adjust your posture so you feel comfortable. The back is usually straight but not rigid. Both feet are on the floor and hands placed comfortably the way you feel comfortable. And we can keep our eyes half open or gently closed, whatever feels right for you. And just connecting with the body by taking a few deep breaths, inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling through the mouth, relaxing. And again, inhale, exhale, relax. And once again, inhaling deeply and exhaling, relaxing completely. Feeling the whole body relaxed, calm, at peace. The next, try to find the place in the body where the heart is located. So please, with your mental eye, find the place in the body where the heart is. Or sometimes it's easy to connect by placing the right hand onto the heart area, feeling the warmth, feeling the connection between the hand and the chest, and that already represents the union. So I have myself, we are strong together, feeling that connection. Or there is another way to connect with the heart by physically smiling. So if we smile, we connect with the heart very quickly, directly. We feel the warmth, kindness, compassion in the heart area. And we will generate these qualities and share them with ourselves first by saying mentally in our own mind, may I be happy, may I be at peace, may I be free from all troubles of body and the mind, may I feel love towards myself, may I feel compassion towards myself, may I be joyful. And spending few moments feeling that these qualities are spreading throughout the whole body. It's like our body is being nurtured by this engine of love, which we usually call the heart. The heart is spreading the love and compassion throughout the whole body. So just enjoying that, feeling that, recharging every cell in our body with love and compassion. It's like we become the engine, the source of love. Like the sun above us, we start radiating love and compassion and filling every cell in our own body first. And now we can bring other people in our presence. Could be our loved ones, people who are important in our lives, people we are grateful for what they've done for us. Bringing somebody or some people in our presence, and we can visualize their face in front of us, or we can remember their names, whatever suits you better. And we will start sharing this love and compassion with them by saying mentally, wishing them, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be free from all troubles of the body and the mind, May you be able to feel self-love, self-compassion. May you be joyful. And we can imagine that these people or this person started accessing their own source of love, compassion, their own wisdom, and they feel more relaxed, more at peace, more joyful. We even can imagine them smiling, and we feel joyful because we experience somebody or some people being happy now. So it's like we are doubling our own joy. And now we can make the circle of people around us even wider by bringing maybe the whole community you live in, or your wider family, your extended family. So bring more people who you know, maybe you don't know well. So spreading the love and compassion to wider circle of people, like people in this city, in Scotland, in the UK, by sharing love and compassion with them, by saying, may you all be happy, may you all be peaceful, may you all be free from troubles of body and the mind, may you all be able to access your own self-love, self-compassion. May you be your own refuge. And now, because we have so many countries, so many people who are going through difficult times, let's try to spread our love and compassion and radiate our energy towards the most difficult places right now, towards the countries and people who are going through struggle. And we can visualize the globe and see the places on the globe where the conflicts are, or we can visualize a map of the world, or you can imagine the whole planet in front of you and radiate the love and compassion towards the whole planet, and specifically to those places where there are conflicts, by sharing with people. May you all be happy, or at least peaceful. May you all be free from all troubles of body and the mind. May you all be able to access your own self-love, self-compassion, and get access to your own inner wisdom, your own inner self-love. May you be able to help yourselves in those difficult situations you're going through. And lastly, we imagine or remember all other beings, visible and invisible, like animals, insects, and all beings that we cannot see, and sharing the love and compassion and sending it to the very furthest corners of the whole universe, by saying mentally, may all beings be happy. May all beings in the whole universe be free from all troubles of body and the mind. May all beings be happy. And we are approaching the end of this meditation, so slowly, gently coming back to the physical body, saying goodbye to all the images that we had. Starting breathing deeper. Breathing in, breathing out. coming back in contact with the chair we are sitting in, feeling the contact point between the feet and the ground, gently bringing our attention to the hands, feeling any sensation in the hands, and to the area around the eyes. And in your own time, slowly and gently, on the exhale, slowly opening their eyes. Breathing in, exhale, and slowly opening their eyes.
Okay, so thank you very much for wonderful loving kindness meditation. Before ending and have a group picture, anybody wants to share? Those who haven't spoken? Floor is yours now.
Thank you, Lena, for that loving kindness. Very good, especially what we've all been talking about. Very fitting, very fitting.
And I also want to say thank you to all of you, because through Ajahn, through David, I know a lot of people think of me, my country, my mother. So I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Right, so further ado, thank you everyone for coming and participating and sharing all those wonderful insights. And also I personally have to thank all our members as well who've been preparing for all the foods and even the place. Lena was here again preparing for the place. Someone is behind, hiding away. Our neighbor, she's also helping quite a lot. And then despite of heavy work, she managed to come at least half a day. So thank you. And our members have been preparing to welcome you all. And also it's a part of our very special day called Vesak. As the day when the Buddha was born, his enlightenment and his passing away day falls tomorrow. So it's normally full moon of May. We celebrate this special day, and somehow it's going to be tomorrow, right? And we are going to celebrate that. So our members will be coming to observe retreat from 9:30 till late night tomorrow as well. If you want to come to join, again, you're most welcome. Okay? So that's a Vesak celebration. We're going to have it here as well. Okay?
Thank you, Sajjan.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you
much.
for hosting here, for having us. We love this event.
Special time you've given.
Yes, it's been
Magical
so
time.
wonderful to be out here in nature and having time together, and it's been beautiful. So thank you very much.
Yeah,
for
lovely.
everyone.
We will have it every year.
Yes, I know. It's great.
One other thing that the committee will know, but the rest of you won't know. We had a lady called Alison Bell, who's a creative writer. She worked with us to write a poem which we called Together before Christmas, and she's now going to